What's up everyone, Sunkist here, and in today's video I'm going to cover a Bloodied Railway build. Some of this is going to revolve around the new weapon that was just released this season called the Ticket to Revenge. It's a named legendary railway rifle, and it was nerfed before Bethesda released it, but I'm here to say it is still very good. You can do a Bloodied build around it, and it does have two effects that are not present on any other railway rifle. So I'll get to that in a little bit, and I'll show you a great build for it as well. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you at the end of the video. Alright, here's the weapon that I just mentioned. As you can see here, it's a Furious, which essentially stacks damage the more hits you hit on the same target in succession. Has weapon speed, which increases the damage per second, and it's weightless, so it doesn't take up very much space in your inventory. The unique effects to this weapon are the attacks stagger the target and the double capacity. The staggering targets is very helpful for fighting melee attacking enemies, and the double capacity is nice because normal railways only have a capacity of 10, and previously the only way to get a higher capacity one was to get lucky and have a quad first star railway. This is a great beginner railway build weapon because it's a guaranteed decent roll. It already comes with the automatic piston receiver and all the good attachments on the railway, so you don't have to scrap anything to learn the attachments. So it was nerfed, but it is still very effective. Alright, so how to get the weapon. You get it from doing the Skyline Valley questline that was just added. If you do the quests for Higo and you complete Seeking Shelter, you will get the Ticket to Revenge as a reward, and then you can start using it. I'll also leave a link in the description on how to get the plans and where to find just normal railways if you want to go that route. Alright, let's start with some basics. What is a Bloodied build? As I'm using here to demonstrate, this is my cremator. It has a bloodied first star effect, and that, as you can see, damage increases up to 95% as health decreases. So bloodied just means low health builds essentially. This works in tandem and is very critical that you use the adrenal reaction mutation. I'll cover that a little bit when I go over all the mutations that I use, but essentially the moral of the story, a bloodied build is a low health build. As you can see that down there at the left, I use radiation to keep my health low. Theoretically, you could do that without radiation, but by using radiation, you guarantee that you won't overheal past the 20% of your max HP threshold that you want to be staying at for adrenal reaction to be active and for unyielding armor to be active. I'll cover that in a little bit as well. But keeping myself irradiated, I like to use the gamma gun and just shoot it at the floor, and it will irradiate myself. Another great alternative is to use, where is it here? Glowing blood. A bunch of these can be picked up at the Radiation Rumble public event, but anything that can give you rads, even dirty water, is going to be good to keep yourself at the right levels of radiation. Hopefully you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, leave me a like. It'll help boost this video in the YouTube algorithm, and I'll be covering a ton of Season 17 content, so make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow that. My metrics tell me a lot of my viewers aren't subbed yet, so if you hit that button, it'll be a huge help for me and for you, as you can learn a lot in future videos. Mutations are a crucial part of a bloodied build, so just going to showcase a few ways to get those. In order to get the most common way to get them, you're going to have to have done the Enclave questline, and once you've done that, you can come to the White Springs bunker, go over to the genetics lab, and as you can see right here, you can have the recipe for multiple serums, and sometimes they also sell just one-off serums as well. Another way to do this would be to drink a bunch of irradiated water, eat a bunch of, irradiated food. Just taking radiation without the Starch Genes perk on will give you random mutations. Now, you might get mutations that you don't want, so I don't recommend doing that, but if you don't feel like spending the caps, or you just don't really care what mutations you get, I guess, you could do that. But definitely the most important one you're going to want is the adrenal reaction serum. And then second to that, I would say the most important would be herd mentality. Another great way to get mutations as well is to vendor hop. A lot of players will sell mutations or the recipes at their player vendors, so definitely hop around at some vendors and check for those as well. Alright, so now that you know how to get your mutations, I'm going to kind of just talk about what I think are the most important ones to run for a low health / bloodied build. As I mentioned, adrenal reaction is going to be that number one and most important one that you want. As you can see, it increases your damage when your health is low, which is the entire point of being bloodied. And then the next most important one to that is going to be herd mentality. That gives you extra special stats when you're on a team essentially. One of the things that you want to be able to achieve with a bloodied build is having a luck stat of 33 or higher, so you can critical hit every other shot. So that's going to be the number 2 most important one. That herd mentality perk will help you get to that point. I personally like to run bird bones for the extra. You fall slower, you have higher agility, so more AP to work with. Carnivore isn't the best for damage output. Definitely go herbivore if you're more worried about doing as much damage as possible, but I like having extra carry weight, so I went with carnivore. Eagle Eyes gives you extra critical damage since you're going to be critting every other shot, and that's a really important one too. Egghead, I like to level up fast, so that's good for that. Marsupial helps you jump high, so you've probably seen people jumping around like Master Chief. That's how they're doing it with Marsupial. And Speed Demon all around a great one as well for the extra movement speed and reload speed. So to briefly touch on the sort of armor you should be running, I definitely would recommend unyielding armor. This is pretty much mandatory in order to achieve that 33 luck that I was mentioning. I personally have been able to roll myself into getting a full set of Secret Service unyielding. Now, if you're just starting out, do not worry about having a matching set. You could have a left arm that's a wood piece. You could have a right leg that's a trapper piece. Doesn't matter. Just make sure it's unyielding. 1, 2, 3 stars. Doesn't matter. Just start out that way and start building, you know, a better set as you go. Just worry about getting unyielding. As far as going about getting unyielding armor, I definitely recommend just vendor hopping. Visit as many player vendors as you can around the map. Unyielding is one of the more common types of armor that people will sell just because it's very desired. So I think, you know, 20 to 30 minutes of vendor hopping, realistically you probably could find a full set of unyielding armor. Not matching, but, you know, every piece that you would need. I'm going to show 2 loadouts for this in terms of perks. I'll show this first one, which is going to be a beginner one that only relies on 1 legendary perk, and then after that I'll show you the build that I personally use for my Bloodied Commando. So here are the special stats. Nothing too crazy, but you can copy them down if you want to use them. And then we can take a look at our perks. Bandolier, because railway spikes are very heavy. Traveling Pharmacy, because we want to carry stem packs, as we're going to be healing a lot since we're bloodied. Pretty standard Perception. All the commando perks are maxed out. Tank Killer maxed out for extra armor penetration. Fireproof and Life Giver to increase our survivability. Radical will give us extra strength. Strange in Numbers to buff our positive mutation effects. This one's very important. Since Herd Mentality buffs all your special stats, this will help increase the, increase of special stats you'll get from Herd Mentality. Nerd Rage, because it's a great bloodied perk to have, as you can see. Gunsmith, because railways break pretty quickly. Action Boy, since you're going to be using a lot of VATs to regenerate AP faster. Then Gun Fu for target switching. Through Hiker to carry some food buffs. Adrenaline for extra damage, switching between targets. And Born Survivor to automatically heal yourself, when it helps when you can't always heal yourself. Then for luck, Better Critical's maxed out, Class Freak maxed out, Critical Savvy maxed out, Serendipity, Starch Genes, and just 1 rank of Good with Salt to help those food buffs we're carrying not spoil fast. And as I mentioned, I just am running 1 legendary perk on this beginner build. It is luck maxed out. This will help you get to that 33 luck stat that I keep mentioning. So for the advanced / endgame build, here is the special stats for that. Looks a little bit different. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the perks. I like to carry a lot of stuff, so I have some carry weight related perks here. Heavy guns, blocker to take less damage, more carry weight stuff. Barbarian's good to run in combination with unyielding, since it gives you extra damage resistance for each point of strength. And unyielding plus the legendary perk cards that I run gives a bunch of strength. Kind of related to the same thing over here. Evasive gives additional damage resistance for having agility points, so those are kind of in the same vein. Over here in Perception, all the commando perks are maxed out. Tank Killer's maxed out. Ground Pounder for a faster reload, since the railway you do have to reload quite a bit. And Concentrated Fire obviously to target specific body parts. Fireproof and Life Giver for survivability. Radical again makes its way here again. Chem Fiend to make chems last a little bit longer, and Chem Resistance to avoid addiction for chems, since I like getting damage buffs from those as well. Strange Numbers makes a return. Inspirational, because I like to level up. Tenderizer for an extra 10% damage. And Travel Agent, because I'm cheap and I like to fast travel a lot. Same things over here, except for Batteries Included is now added. And Action Boy, Gun Food, this is all the same. Through Hiker's maxed out, because I like to carry a lot of food personally. I mentioned Evasive already, and the luck is exactly the same. Legendary perk cards are all special, and they're all maxed out. Alright, we've fast traveled over to West Tech. Let's see how we fare against some Super Mutants here with the Ticket to Revenge and the build that I recommended. If I can get a hit here. And if I could stop missing. Yeah, it's making pretty short work of the Super Mutants here. Just little short bursts, and they're just going down. Yeah, so, I mean, not the best railway, but I mean, it's definitely nothing to complain about. It's easy to get. It's got relatively good effects. I mean, it's just a great starter railway rifle. Yeah. Made pretty short work of all the Super Mutants here. Let's go test it on a tankier enemy. Alright, we've fast traveled over to Sunrise Field to fight some Mirelurks and fight a Mirelurk Queen. I don't have any consumable stat buffs going on right now, so making pretty short work of these Mirelurks here. Even the Mirelurk King went down pretty fast. I got one tap to that one with a critical hit. 1, 2. Okay, I'm a little bit far range here. Let's get over there. Okay. So a little more of a fight, but pretty easily went down there. And yeah, I mean, this railway still is pretty good. It may not be the, you know, god roll that everyone's looking for, but I mean, it's pretty freaking good. Miss Mirelurk Queen, let's see what you got for us. And we took her down in 19 shots. So yeah, definitely this weapon is very effective. I definitely recommend getting your hands on one of these. It's really easy to get. I mean, it's like the 3rd or 4th quest in the main quest line. So yep, I recommend it. Great for new players. And the nerf really wasn't that bad. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for making it to the end. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell to stay up to date with the channel. Hit the like button to boost this video to more Vault Dwellers. And yep, that'll do it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.